Alright guys, what's going on? How are we today? Steve Mingo, Final Web Design, and in today's video I want to talk about the important topic of why you should be updating and maintaining your website. Things like fresh content, things like security, things like SEO, things like user experience. These all come into play and are all important features and factors of why you should be updating and maintaining your website. So let's get into it. Final Web Design, this is Steve. Alright guys, so why don't we get into the first thing, and this is not so much about updating and maintaining your website as much as just kind of updating the content and the materials of your website for relevancy. So I would say the first reason is that when you update content, obviously it becomes more relevant with the time. Things change, software changes, technology changes. So if you're able to update your content, it's obviously going to become more relevant, and it also helps with search engines and things like that. Which goes into the next point, which would really be SEO and search engine optimization. Obviously, updating and maintaining your website, Google likes that. It's going to not only help your website performance, security, user experience, less bounce rate, all these factors that come into play, but it's ultimately going to help your overall website as far as ranking in Google and showing up organically for different keywords and different phrases that your competitors are trying to rank you for. And the reason that you're able to show up is obviously because by updating and maintaining your SEO, you're basically building up your positions in Google with relevant keywords and information and things like that. There's a lot of videos on SEO that you can go into. The next thing is obviously security. I can't tell you the number of times people have contacted us and been like, "Oh, my website's down, it's hacked, something's not showing." And it's like, well, what happened? Was anybody maintaining it? Was anybody updating it? This happens at the website CMS platform level. It happens at the plugin, the extension level, and it also happens at the server level. So if people aren't maintaining and updating their website properly, it's going to end up getting hacked. It's going to end up getting spammed at some point. People want that link juice. People want different reasons to do things like that. But unfortunately, it does happen a lot. It's kind of out of control, but it is still happening out there. The next reason I would say is the user experience. So this kind of goes to what I was just saying is about bounce rate, better user conversions, people staying on the website longer. If you have a better maintained and update website, it's going to not only be a better experience, but things are going to function and perform better. The better that things are maintained and updated, it's kind of like a car. You can drive a car from A to B, but if ultimately you have a problem with one part of your car, the tire, say, you're going to not be able to get there. So if a website has a plot problem with some type of experience, people are going to leave. People might not be able to submit forms. People might not be able to navigate pages. The list really goes on, and it's kind of an ever-growing issue right now. The next thing is your brand image and credibility. Obviously, you want people visiting you that are going to be impressed by how your website looks, by how your website interacts. You don't want to be having a bad experience for the users. And that's going to ultimately, if people have bad experience, they're not going to come back. They're not going to want to deal with it. Like, why sit here and deal with one company when you can go to another web firm who hopefully has a better experience and has better things to offer? Customer engagement and interaction. This kind of goes back to brand image credibility. This kind of goes back to user experience. Basically, you're going to want to have the best experience to provide people as they come. And then obviously the analytics and performance monitoring. When things run smooth, you can get better data. You're able to add, you set up your ads and your conversions and things like that more optimally. So guys, these are just a few reasons that you want to be maintaining and updating your website. This is something you should be doing on like a weekly, bi-weekly, at minimum monthly basis, because technology is changing quick. Things are happening quick, especially if your website has a lot more features. You have sign-ins, you're taking payments, e-commerce type stuff. You're going to want to make sure more and more that you're updating. So if you guys need help with that, let us know. We'd love to help. Like us, subscribe. That stuff helps. And guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.